Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call this meeting at 6:35. At this time, please stand for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If people could please keep standing so we can take a moment out for silence. This time, I would like to say congratulations to everybody that's going to be taking their oath tonight.
Right.
Bristol.
No, I'm saying.
At this time, will Mr. Frank Brontu, the judge of Bristol Borough and Bristol Township, please come in. Yeah, I have to move the line first on this.
Yeah.
Take pictures. Yes, if anybody in their family wants to come up and take pictures after the swearing in, that'd be great.
Move closer so I can reach you.
Repeat after me.
Okay.
I
I, Tony Devine,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
as councilman for the Borough of Bristol
as councilman for the Borough of Bristol
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's get a picture. Here, somebody block my gut.
It's in my
Over here.
face.
Sorry. Perfect.
Repeat after me.
I, Greg Pezza,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my
as
office
councilman for the Borough of Bristol
as councilman for the Borough of Bristol
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come on, Greg, you can't get away that easy.
Repeat after me.
I, Louis Quattrochi,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
And I do further affirm
And I do further affirm
that I will discharge the duties of my office
that I will discharge the duties of my office
as councilman for the Borough of Bristol
as councilman of the Borough of Bristol
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
official day.
Last but not least, please, Tony Riccio.
Turn around.
Not like firemen, don't say state your name. I
I, Tony Riccio,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and
the
defend
Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of this
as
office
councilman for the Borough of Bristol
as the councilman for Borough of Bristol
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
That being said, I'd like to thank Judge Parantu for coming out. He's got a very busy schedule tonight. He's heading out to Middletown, from what I just heard. With that being said... Mr. Dillon, can you please roll call?
Mr. Gerard,
Present.
Mr. Riccio,
Present.
Mr. Devine,
Here.
Mr. Pezza,
Here.
Ms. Cullen,
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Here.
Mr. Catroci,
Here.
Mr. Di Giuseppe.
At this time, I'd like to take nominations and election for the seat of the council president. Do I have any?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to nominate Ralph Di Giuseppe as the president to the council. And I'd
Okay,
like to say a couple things if I can.
go ahead.
Okay. It's really with great pleasure that I nominate Ralph. He has been really good to this town. And I think if there was a problem that, we should get rid of him, but there's no problem. None. Zero. Really, I mean, what I hear here is time for change and time for things like that, but I don't feel that it's time for change. Like, if you look at the New England Patriots, okay, they have Bill Belichick as their coach. Well, they won the Super Bowl, but they didn't win every year, and they still keep the same coach. So I just feel that Ralph has done more for this town than most, and we should continue to keep him as our president. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cullen. Any other nominations?
Second vote.
Mr. Devine.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Dave Gerard for council president. And, I would also like to say something about Dave Gerard. I think that Dave Gerard, he was able to show during the negotiations that he's able to work very closely with everybody on council. And I'm not saying that Mr. Di Giuseppe hasn't done a good job as council president, but just like anything, even in our, in our presidential campaign, the bylaws for the president is that there's term limits. And I just think that in order to have, kind of fair and just things that are going on and transparency in government, you have to have, these changes, and they're there for a reason. So, with that said, I would like to nominate Dave Gerard as council president.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Okay, with that being said, Mr. Dillon, roll call for Mr. Di Giuseppe as the president of council.
Mr. Gerard,
No.
Mr. Riccio,
No.
Mr. Devine,
No.
Mr. Pezza,
Are we allowed to say something in addition to our vote?
It's a yes or no vote.
Okay. Yes.
Ms. Cullen,
Resounding yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Catroci,
Yes.
Mr. Di Giuseppe.
Yes.
Giuseppe is the council president.
Mr. Di Giuseppe is your council president.
Before I get into anything else, I'd just like to thank everyone for putting their trust in me again for, I think it's now 12 consecutive years. And I appreciate your support and your dedication to moving this town forward. Nothing against Mr. Gerard. I think he's an outstanding councilman, and I enjoyed working with him on the police negotiation committee, and I think we have a good relationship, and I'm sorry you were put into that position, but that's
Yes,
politics.
I'd like to congratulate you, Mr. Di Giuseppe, and just in a spirit of friendly competition, that's all. You
I
know what I mean?
understand.
It's good to change things up every now and then. Okay, no hard feelings.
No hard feelings. Okay, at this time, I'm looking for a nomination for council vice president.
Mr. Di Giuseppe, I would like to nominate a close, dear friend, family member of mine, Betty Rodriguez. It's such a pleasure to nominate her because she has done so much for this town, and I'm so excited for her, and I really feel choked up, and I just think she's going to be a great asset to this council, and she's very good with the Latino people, and I just would like to nominate her.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. I think just for the record, Betty is the first Puerto Rican council vice president in the history of Bristol Borough.
And I'd like to say thank you to everyone for all your support always, and I'm here to do the best I can.
We always have.
Thank you.
Number 8 on the agenda, we need an appointment for a borough solicitor.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a nomination for Bill Salerno as the borough solicitor.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You're opposed, Dave?
Yes.
Number 9, we need an appointment of a borough engineer.
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate Gilmore and Associates as the engineer.
Any other appointments for borough engineer? Nominations are closed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 10, the vacancy, board chairman.
Mr. President, I'd like to make an appointment of the vacancy board chairman to be Merle Winslow.
Do we have any other nominations? Nominations are
Well,
closed.
I got a question, actually. What vacancy board chair, what's that? What is that
Every year
for?
we ask, in case there's a tie that can't be broken, then Merle would have to come in and break that tie.
Okay. Is it tie for, as we vote on things? Or
Say
for-
the mayor's not available
Mhm.
and we can't reach a decision, correct, in council?
For appointing a vacancy to council.
Right.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Mr. Winslow's our ninth council.
If we had that.
and he's been on this for years.
Okay.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We need to appoint a secretary-treasurer, since Mr.
President.
Catroci can no longer serve in that position.
Mr. President, I'd like to see the appointment of Joseph Larissy to Secretary Treasurer.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Any comments?
Yes, Mr. Di Giuseppe, I'd like to just give a brief bio on Mr. Larissy. He's married to Anna Dono Larissy, who's currently a tax collector in the borough. He has two sons, Joseph Jr. and Anthony. He's a graduate of Bristol High School as well as LaSalle College, where he received a Bachelor of Science in Management. He spent 3 years as an analysis reporter at Dun & Bradstreet, 5 years as security bond underwriter at Commercial Union Insurance Company, and 32 years as department head in corporate finance at Certainty Corporation. He has served on the Bristol Borough School Board, Bristol Borough Zoning Hearing Board, and is a member and treasurer of the Borough Recreation Authority, as well as numerous civic involvements in town. So that's just a brief...
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Come on, Joe. Can you do anything else?
Are there any other nominations? Nominations are closed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We need to appoint an assistant secretary treasurer.
I'd like to make the appointment of the Assistant Secretary Treasurer to be Mr. Tim Dillon.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Just for the record, Mr. Dillon's been the secretary treasurer. That's why he takes the minutes at the meeting and records everything. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're going to establish our meeting dates will be the first and second Monday of every month at 7 p.m. And before we adjourn, I'd just like to say one thing on this police search, that everybody knows that we hired a firm to do this search, and we're looking for the best candidate we can. But in the advertisement, there was something that's been bothering me, and I ran this by several members of council, and they feel the same way. I think that we didn't give our police officers downstairs the opportunity to apply for this position, because the way the advertisement is written, some of them do not qualify because of the years of service, the lieutenant position, or rank. So I would ask council this evening, and it doesn't have to be by vote, if you are opposed to tomorrow me sending a letter downstairs to the PBA saying that anyone that wants to apply for this job will extend the application until Friday. They could apply for it, but they still have to go through the same process as anyone else that applied.
And that would just be, I'm sorry.
Only for our
guys
department.
downstairs.
We're not changing the rules for
Okay.
anybody else.
I'm sorry.
So if nobody has a problem with that, I'd like to send this. If there is a problem, then we could take a vote on it tonight. Does anyone have a problem?
No.
Okay.
One of the problems I see, Mr. Di Giuseppe, and the credentials needed to become a police chief, being a lieutenant or higher, it kind of puts people that live in Bucks County, work in Bucks County, and are police officers, there's only 21 individuals that meet the criteria of that search. So I believe that the organization, the group that we picked is a good group, but I think it limits a lot of people that are from Bucks County.
Well, I think this council, when we met in executive session, decided to set the bar very high.
Well, you said it real high.
And that's what we were hoping for.
21 people
In Bucks County, but throughout the country, there's a lot of people.
And Mr. Giuseppe, if I might add, first of all, I totally agree. I think it's good for our police officers to aspire to a position like that. Even if it doesn't work out that way, I think it's a very good precedent to have officers in this town to aspire to lead it, to lead the department. But to Pat's point, if we end up with just not enough applicants or we're not happy with, we can always do it again, right? And we could
Absolutely.
reevaluate at that point and say, look, we didn't get the applicants we wanted, so we're gonna We're going to expand a little
Tomorrow
bit.
is the deadline. I don't know how many applicants there are, but I'm just saying, I think when we decided to look for a chief, we wanted the best
I agree.
qualified person we could find, and I think I didn't go to that meeting, you guys were at the meeting, you, Dave, Betty, and Lorraine.
I agree with you.
But don't you think we should move the date a couple days back so they have time?
Well, they have till
No,
Friday.
I'm going to give
Oh,
our
okay.
department until
Is that-
Friday.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry, I missed that.
I
Sorry.
guess where I'm confused with, I mean, basically, we set the bar that high for a reason, I thought. I mean, that's what we all discussed and we all agreed on. So if we're going to essentially lower the bar for our guys, why don't we just open it up for everybody that's in Bucks County? I mean,
Well, then we're changing the whole process.
Well, we're
All I
changing
was
the whole
saying is,
process
all I was saying
regardless.
is, let's give our people an opportunity, that's it. If you don't want to do that,
well, it's not
I
that you don't
think
want to
we're-
do it, it's just that we talked about it as a group. Everyone agreed that we were going to do it. Now you're changing it, so the thing about it is, you might be limiting ourselves or not giving the opportunity to people that may be in Bucks County that don't fit the criteria, but would be great chiefs in this town. All I'm saying is, if we're going to set the bar high, I think that we just follow through with the same thing that we all agreed on.
then that's why we could vote on it then.
Right, I know, that's why I brought it up, that's all.
All right, do we need to vote on this, that we want to give our people a shot? Like Mr. Pez has said, at the end of this week, if we don't feel there's enough applicants, we always can re-advertise.
Yeah, remember, Tony, and remember, we could always open it up again if we're not happy with the
Listen.
outcome at the end.
I'm just letting you guys know, it's fine. All I'm saying is, we all agreed on the same thing, which was these are the qualifications, we're not going to change it. So, I'm not going to vote against opening it up for our guys if that's what it is, but you guys are changing what we talked about. That's all I'm saying.
No, and Tony, you're right, by the way.
We
We
are
are changing it.
Right.
But just, I just want you to look at the pragmatic reason why. That is, I think we all just kind of overlooked the idea that we don't actually have the position of lieutenant in our office.
We don't have it in a lot of, all I'm saying is, we're doing it, just say what it is, it's for political reasons, we're doing it for political reasons.
I don't
No,
agree
we're
with
not.
that. I
No,
mean,
we're not.
I really
Why
don't.
would we talk about it and come to a conclusion, all of us together, and say this is what we're doing, and then all of a sudden, before the applicants come in, we change it?
All right, I mean,
That's the only reason,
Can we-
just say what it is,
can we
that's all.
just- Can we vote on it?
All right, let's just end.
Mr. Salerno, since we're doing this and we're changing the rules just for our town, can that come back to bite us legally?
Now, I think council gets to determine what the qualifications are, and if council feels that certainly an applicant that's from our department has some additional qualifications because they're here. And I think afterwards, some council members realized, well, they didn't know at the time, that there is no one downstairs right now that technically qualifies because there are no lieutenants. So the thought was, you know what, we should give some of those guys a shot, but we really don't want to open it up for everybody because it's been recommended by our consultant that really you should have so many years of supervisory experience. So, no, I don't see a problem with it.
I was just surprised when I went through the numbers and I called around and I found, I was surprised that there was only 20 to 21 people qualified.
I thought this
Well,
was...
we got all Philadelphia, we got everywhere, like Ralph said, we got the whole state to choose from.
Mr.
Let's get
Devine.
the best, who cares if he's from Bucks County, if he's from Philadelphia or wherever, let's get the best guy in here.
But, again, now we're talking about, again, the public got to understand, we hired a firm that set the standard, set the precedent of what we're looking for. So we're paying them probably $15,000 to do so. So now we're saying, or solicitor's saying, that it's up to council to put it. So why are we spending $15,000 if it's up to us anyway? Let's go back and,
All right, let me just end
We have to
this.
vote.
Take
Give me a
vote on
roll
it,
call vote.
please.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you want to have a discussion on, don't you? I mean, this is what it is,
This-
right?
Sure.
$15,000 we're spending.
Okay.
Roll call vote.
Okay.
This is to allow members of the Bristol Borough
Only
Police
Only the
Department
Bristol Borough Police
Good
Department.
the
minutes.
opportunity to apply for chief of police. Mr.
Listen,
Gerard,
Now,
Mr. Ricchio,
Yes.
Mr. Devine,
Yes.
Mr. Pezza.
I'm sorry, Jim, I missed the wording of what...
The vote to allow members of the Bristol Borough Police Department to apply for the position of Chief of Police.
Yes.
Ms. Cullen,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Quattrochi.
Yes.
Mr. Di Giuseppe.
Yes. Motion carries. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Adjourn.